Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series as they try to navigate this big, bad mamma jamma known as Daytona International Speedway. Qualifying has just kicked off, and in the booth here for your earhole pleasure, my name is KR Stolfus, and I have the highly entertaining Dave Worrell. How you doing out there tonight, Dave?
Good as always, KR. Always glad to be up here in the booth on a Monday night watching these OP Racing Super Speedway Series drivers put on one heck of a show, and I'm sure we're going to be in store for one tonight, as it looks like we have actually got open qualifying out here tonight.
We do. Open qualifying, the name of the game for this round. And drivers still will have their 10 minutes to lay down some laps. But pack racing / qualifying is how it's going to be here tonight. And right now the 15 and the 3 working together. Those two are from the DEI wannabe stables. That is Alex Green and Robert Payne. As the drivers come across the line to make their first lap. First and second right there for their qualifying times. And another large pack of drivers going a lot faster. The 40 of Anthony English now sitting on pole. He's working with the 95 of Mayer. He has the 04 of Mark Mann right underneath him. But a large group here for this qualifying session. Everyone trying to get in and get a fast lap, Dave.
And I was just sitting and watching this big pack. Oh, and Anthony English hits the wall. That's going to mess up almost into the back of Mark Mann. Being at the back of this pack right here, that's kind of where you want to be. Get the most run that you can. Maybe slide out from behind him there as you cross the start-finish line to put in that time lap. But these guys that are running in the middle, like David Booth right there in the 77, he's not going to get as quick of a time as, say, maybe that 28 back there leading the tail end of it, the 24s. Really struggling out there near that outside lane behind James Mayer. So the strategy is a big deal when it comes to taking the pole position during an open qualifying session.
Not only that, but not getting a incident point, even a 0x. So even though you all are trying to lay down the fast lap that you can, a bump draft would invalidate your qualifying lap.
Absolutely, and it doesn't just no longer count for the driver bumping. But the driver that gets that bump, his lap is also, I don't even know what the word is. I was going to say negated, but that is not a word, is it?
No, it is not a word. You could say negated, or you could say invalidated.
Well, I was going to put them both together because, see, it's like it's more serious.
Ah, yes, the most serious or seriousness.
See, exactly.
Ooh, we got more trouble in qualifying. That was the 50 of Sean McCarrick. Mark Mann in the 04 going around. Everyone getting through that one. The 8 of Cody Ober's torn up. Good news is, still got just over 5 minutes left to qualifying. The 44 machine leading a 3-car pack. Driver of the 44, that is Rodney Cobb. The 52 is tucked in right behind him. That is Randall Cobb. And then the 00 of Rob Connors. Those drivers are from Buck Wild Racing. And you know what? Special for tonight, every time we talk about Buck Wild Racing, there we go. Gonna try and represent their team in the way that they have chosen to be represented.
I am not sure I want to know
No,
about this.
you don't.
Looking though, we do see something a little familiar here in qualifying though, KR, even in the open set that we have right now, that 10 drivers, looks about 10, maybe 11 drivers electing not to go out on track. Only 20 of our drivers have hit the track for a timed lap. This is a real tricky one to call because you just don't know who's going to get the right draft at the right time to take that pole position away.
Absolutely. And 3.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Anyone can lay down a quick lap and set themselves up for a good lap in how they position on the track. Yeah, we saw it with the Cup cars when they did this. The driver wanted to kind of hang back and then use a run that starts essentially when he got to the start-finish line.
I mean, you just got to time it right. Watching the kid, Logan Helton, out there, his 63 machine, it looked like he was trying to time it there crossing the start-finish line, but ran right up on the back end of that 24, and that slowed his momentum tremendously. Looks like he's dropping back just a little bit, maybe trying to get another one of those runs, as well as Hunter Reynolds. It's a pure strategy move. It's almost like you're timing the end of a race pass, where you gotta get the run and then keep it all the way for the pass, if that makes any logical sense.
Logan Helton gonna cross the line. He stays in 11th place for qualifying time at the moment. Rick Seabrand still sitting on the pole. And with 2 minutes left in this session, as Helton makes a little bit of contact with the 28, tries to gather it in, can't catch it, makes contact with the 26, Hunter Reynolds, and the 26 or the 63 machine back onto pit road.
Yeah, I was actually surprised Helton decided to stay in line right there. I was thinking he was definitely going to use that slingshot just to try to motor on by those guys in the hope that Hunter Reynolds joined them, and that may have been a pretty fast lap right there.
All right, guys, as we like to do here at turn 3, we're going to step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back for your starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network as the drivers are starting to take to the grid. That means we get to give you tonight's starting lineup. Row number 1, the 4 of Rick Seabrands on pole with a time of 45.343. Robert Duvendak in the 10 machine going to be on his outside with a 45.376. Row number 2 will be the 28 of Derek Conley on his outside, the 40 of Anthony English. Row number 3, the 95 of James Mayer and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row 4, the 04 of Mark Mann and the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 5 will be the 8 of Cody Ober and the 50 of Sean McCarrick.
Starting inside row number 6, the 63 of Logan Helton, followed by the 24 of Will Weber. Row number 7, the 62 of Les Levy, followed by the 77 of David Booth. Row number 8, the 12 of Tristan Walker, and the 3 of Robert Payne. Row number 9, the 44 of Rodney Cobb, and the 00 of Rob Connors. Starting row 10 tonight, the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 15 of Alex Green.
Row number 11 is scheduled to be the 14 of Cody Eldred and the 78 of Donald Stewart. Row 12 will be the 84 of Aspen Belvin and the 11 of Chase Berry. Row 13 will be the 18 of Jason Kinzer and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row 14 will be the 02 of David Overstreet and the 82 of Dan Harrington. And then row 15, the 43 of Richard Fletcher. And that is tonight's starting lineup here at Daytona. 100 laps. Our scheduled distance, 3 stages in total. Stage number 1 going to end on lap 25. We'll see some green flag racing action, some stage action, pit stops, drivers turning left, and another left. But it's all going to be at 200 miles an hour, door to door. Can't get much better than that.
And if you find yourself steering right here at Daytona, could be a bad time. Pace cars about to duck off. KR, back to you.
Rick Seabrand's in the 4 machine, in control of the field. Green flag is out, and we are underway here as the 10 of Duvendak is going to get a little shut from the 40 of Anthony English. Rick Seabrand's had an excellent start there in that 4 machine, and Derek Conley in the 28, second car on that inside line. He is already trying to get to the back bumper of the 4 and make some moves towards the front.
Whole field still pretty much double file as they make their way down the backstretch for the first time. Seabrand still leading the inside lane with Duvendak with help from Anthony English right there on his bumper as they work off of turn 4.
Seabrand's off of turn number 4, still side by side with the 10. One of these guys is going to be the one to lead this first lap, and at the line, Duvendak by a nose takes over that first lap lead, and now they work their way up into turns 1 and 2.
Back through turn number 2, Seabrand starts to edge ahead with help from Connolly. James Mayer right there in his 95 machine, being followed closely by the Batmobile. Sideline prevailing back down into turn 3. Duvendak struggling to keep pace with that outside lane.
We go on board with the 50 of McCarrick. You can see he's tucked in behind the 04 of Mark Mann. Everyone running very tight side by side here. Already we are on to lap number 3, and these drivers really have not broken formation at the front since the drop of the green flag.
I'm even looking back around the 20th position with Alex Green, Les Levy, a lot of drivers back here. Aspen Belvin also back here, Logan Helton. They're all still double file. Nobody really going anywhere, just lines kind of accordion back and forth with each other right now.
On board with the 63 of Logan Helton, looking out at the back of his machine towards some of these cars here that are at the tail end of the field. And, you know, this isn't a bad place to be this early on. And we have seen this 63 machine have some wheels behind it and work its way to the front.
Absolutely, and it's still very, very early here. We all know how Daytona can go, and it looks like we've got drivers heading to the back right now. Cody over the 3 machine, as well as Alex Green, all ducking down on the apron on the backstretch, moving to the rear of the field.
Duvendak and Conley making up the front row here, leading the charge between these 2 lanes. We have had 3 lead changes amongst 3 different drivers. Conley has led for 2 laps now. He is trying to hold on to that lead using that high lane. He is working with his teammate Hunter Reynolds to try and start what would be a team lockout, as they have 3 cars in the FSR stable all running nose to tail. If Conley or Hunter where even Josh Milam can find a way down to the bottom. We have seen this FSR team use that to their advantage and be able to control the rest of the field, but green flag pit stops are underway as Robert Duvendak going to lead the charge onto pit road.
And I'm actually astonished that these drivers are choosing to do the short pit cycle instead of run it out, because we all know how things can be here at Daytona. So interesting to see them all duck onto pit road early enough to make it to the stage in. But I'm not liking that strategy of the early pit stop.
So Connolly out front, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, tucked in right behind him, the 7 of Josh Milam there as well. They're gonna stay out at this point. Meanwhile, the drivers who have come down pit road, working their way onto the backstretch. That is 5 cars in total. And if they can get hooked up quickly here, they will be able to start generating some speed and avoid going a lap down.
Yeah, and I think as well as it was timed on to pit road, they're going to have it down and get up to speed without losing a lap. It'll be very, very close, but what's helping these drivers are this field is still packed up too wide lap after lap, so that's going to give them a little bit more of an advantage, a little bit more help trying to stay out in front of this lead pack.
Conley leading the charge down on the inside into turn 1. Trouble in the middle of this pack. Caution flag gonna fly. We got cars going around. The 00 of Rob Connors heavily torn up. The 44 machine of Rodney Cobb in this, as well as the 02 of David Overstreet. Dan Harrington involved. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see where this has gone wrong for our drivers. 3 wide with the 91 and the 84. Ernie Williams just getting to the right rear of the 00. And Ernie looked like maybe he got loose going into the corner. We'll take another look at this. Hard contact for the 00, the 91, a lot of torn up race cars. And I don't know if this caution is going to help or hurt the drivers who are just on pit road.
Well, I think it might work out for them, KR. As long as they weren't caught up in anything, they don't have to pit here, and they may be able to zoom those top 5 spots.
Well, the other side of it is some of these drivers might try and make it to the end of this stage without hitting pit road. I guess if they all come down pit road, problem solved. We don't got to speculate anymore. But I do know the 4 of Rick Seabrands, James Mayer, and the 95, the 10 of Duvendak. Those guys will all be staying out as they had made their way on pit road. And here comes the entire field for pit lane, for tires and fuel. Derek Conley leading the charge. And that is going to be good news for the 5 drivers from Alliance Motorsports. They had already made their pit stops. They will cycle around to catch up to the pace car.
They are a little something, or at least to myself, a little something newer so early is the way that Alliance Motorsports has been working with each other, racing and race out so far this season. They've been pretty dominant as far as being around at the end of these things. Multiple drivers over there have race wins and are locked in the chase. So, are we going to start seeing some of the other teams start getting grouped up and strictly worrying about themselves?
Well, you got to pick your partner at the right time, and Alliance does a very good job of sticking together, but anything during one of these OP races can happen that separates your team up. But Alliance has found a way to weather it all, and despite the fact that they weren't all together when they hit pit road or running nose to tail, they all came off pretty darn close to each other, and it's just a good solid team effort here in the first part of this season by those drivers. '84 of Aspen Belvin gonna work back out onto the track. Belvin, one of the drivers caught up in that incident. So he will try and make it back around. We are working our first caution of the night. And Dave, a lot of these drivers out here tonight have been talking about Alliance Motorsports. Even Alliance Motorsports knows that the drivers are starting to pay attention to what they are doing, and they feel that they have a target on their back.
I mean, in a way, they kind of should. I mean, there's 5 drivers in that stable over there, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've got 3 out of the 5 with race wins already locked in the chase. So what they're doing is working. What they're doing is getting the job done. And I mean, of course, people are going to start trying to figure out what you're doing, where you're going with it, and they're going to follow suit and fall in line.
Derek Conley making his second start of the season. Good to have Derek rejoining us on Monday nights. The one driver that has been absent for a while who has returned, that is none other than the 3 of Robert Payne. And we are glad to see Robert back out on track. But, number 3 machine piloted by Robert Payne. Well, he's got a win in OP racing. He might be able to pull off a surprise victory here tonight.
I don't know if anybody going to victory lane here is a surprise, KR. It's been more of how they got there. That's been just race after race, an amazing thing to watch.
Field starting to form up behind the pace car, and if you notice my voice is a little bit different because of where I live and my hometown bringing home a championship. I did a lot of cheering and celebrating last night, so we'll see how long my voice can hold out for here tonight.
You mean screaming? You weren't cheering.
Yes, it was screaming at the top of my lungs. It was an amazing game to watch, and it was a pretty awesome night. So just hoping for the best, just trying to get through this one. Maybe not shred all of my vocal cords, but if I do, it'll be worth it.
Absolutely, just like the halftime was worth it. But these boys fit into you. Like that one. Getting ready to go back green here at Daytona. Rick Seabrand still leading the field at the box. Back in the gas. Seabrand's with a good start. Duvendak falling behind just a little bit. James Marin in 95 has a little bit of distance between him and the front bumper of Anthony English. They hit turn 1. Seabrand's gonna start to motor on back by on that inside lane.
Mayer and English working that high lane. Two cars working together there. They do have the 28 of Derek Conley tucked in behind him. Conley has his teammate, the 7 of Josh Milam, right behind him. So two FSR drivers trying to work their way into the mix of Alliance Motorsports. And right now, Alliance has it locked down. Anthony English in the 40. Thought about maybe a peek to the inside, tucks back in to the back bumper, and now the 95 of Mayer gonna drop down in front of Sebrands, and Mayer picking up a lap lead.
Yeah, but that outside lane, we've seen it time and time again. There you see Anthony English now about a half a car length in front of the 95. But we've also seen this inside lane come motoring back through the middle of 3 and 4 as it is now, with Mayer leading the charge and Connolly push English up to the lead. Oh, another caution.
This stage 1 will end when they complete lap 25. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, trying to get caught up to his teammates. There are only 2 cars between him and the 7 of Josh Milam. Those 2 cars being the 77 of David Booth and a returning driver who we haven't talked a lot about because he has been absent, but another great face to see out here tonight. That is the 18 of Jason Kinzer. That 18 machine is a wily driver. He will sneak up and snatch a win if you are not paying attention, and he has already got himself in a solid position for a stage win as we're on lap 16 of 100. Stage number 1 ending on lap 25. So keep an eye on that 18 here tonight.
Sebrands with a big move that time by around Mayer, ducked to the outside line, utilized the run with Anthony English, and then back down to the bottom to lead this field back through 3 and 4. James Mayer now looking to pull the move as well. Goes to the outside, bump coming from English at the line. I believe Mayer's gonna have it.
James Mayer leading another lap. That's 3 laps led in total for him. Rick Sebrands has led for 5, and then Derek Conley has led for 7 laps here so far tonight. A lot of cars all just sort of hanging around here. Everyone looking for their opportunity to make a move to capitalize on someone's mistake. We do have 26 cars on the lead lap after we started 27. Dan Harrington in the 82, the only car 1 lap down. He was caught up in that most recent yellow. And as I look down through timing and scoring, something has happened to the 15 of Alex Green. He has gone behind the wall here early and quite suddenly. I do not know if Alex Green has had a connection issue or what, but he, for the moment, is out of the race.
Yeah, I believe your eyes are not deceiving you right now. Alex Green with some troubles behind the wall. We've got 3 wide. That 18 going right up 4 wide. That's not going to work out. My goodness, a lot of cars involved there, KR.
The 18 was a 3 wide, and now the caution flag is gonna fly once again as we watch this one from the blimp. Jason Kinzer trying to work through the middle here. Has a good little spot, but the 26 of Hunter Reynolds tried to make it 4 wide, and the drivers just ran out of room. Chase Berry in the 11 looked like he was able to find a hole through this mess as we go on board with the 11 of Chase Berry. See the accident happening up ahead. Chase getting hard on the brakes. Found a lane that worked for him and was able to get through. A solid piece of driving by the 11 of Chase Berry.
And I seen it develop in there 3 wide, and then all of a sudden 4 wide, and it just did not work. And then there were cars everywhere. I wasn't sure who else was involved in that big wreck. You're under caution for the second time.
That we are. And Tristan Walker in the 12. He is in his pit stall being worked on. Heavy damage on that machine. We'll see if he can get back out on track here tonight. I do want to point out Alex Green in the 15 has rejoined the race. He did not lose a lap. So connection issue solved. Whatever happened, looks like he will be fortunate enough that he did not lose a lap. But drivers who are now behind the wall and looking like done for the night, the 91 of Ernie Williams and the 12 of Tristan Walker has just pulled it behind the wall.
And that may be a bit of a blessing in disguise for that 15 of Alex Green. Not only did he not go a lap down, but he also managed to avoid any and all of that carnage right there. So possibly still has that fast repair to burn later on in the race if needed. And right back up in the mix of things, coming closer to the end of stage number 1.
As we look at our point standings coming into tonight's event, Anthony English was your points leader. Robert Duvendak sitting in second place. Mark Mann third, Logan Helton fourth, and Rick Seabrands rounding out your top 5. So 4 out of 5 drivers from Alliance Motorsports, and then Logan Helton making it up in there from Checkered Flag Motorsports. So Logan carrying the banner for that team, trying to pull his teammates along with him. You can see Les Levy in the 9th place coming into tonight. Point standing still very close, despite this being the 5th race of the season.
And I would expect, KR, it's going to be a pretty tight race all season long. I mean, not just on track, but as far as the point standings are concerned. I mean, sure, the win in your end deal, but when you start getting multiple race winner, then the points are going to become more and more important, and you can expect to see, I don't know, somewhere around race number 8 or 9, these stage points are going to be prized material.
Yeah, all the bonus points you can get start stacking up, and it really becomes that winning you're in, sure, but that's only good for the first round.
Well, I mean, to first win the championship, you got to get through that first round. I mean, you got to be in it to get to it at the end. So I mean, that didn't quite come out as well as I had planned.
Yeah, it happens. Nothing goes as planned here on these broadcasts. We just show up, have fun, talk about racing, watch some outstanding drivers showcase their talent, especially here on a super speedway. The 4 of Rick Seabrands is your race leader, and the lights going out on the pace car field going to start forming up. We're going to let these cars loose for about 3 laps. It'll be about 3 laps, I believe, for the end of this stage. Rick Seabrands, James Mayer going to restart on the front row. Row number 2 will be the 40 of Anthony English and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Third row for this restart, the 28 of Derek Conley and the 04 of Mark Mann. Conley has his teammate Josh Milam in the 7 tucked in behind him. Hunter Reynolds just a row behind them on the outside lane, so be watching for that 26 to try and get in behind his teammates here. A lot is going to happen here for the end of this stage. And just because the 4 is out front doesn't mean that the 4 is going to be even on track when they come across the start-finish line.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen him backwards, upside down, spinning. We've seen him come across the line all sorts of ways.
Yeah, they have, and it will be very interesting to see these next few laps for the end of this stage. Pace car getting ready to drop off. Rick Seabrand's in control of the field. James Mayer on his outside. Green flag is out, and here we go. Seabrand's in the 4, solid restart there. The 40 of Anthony English now closing up to his back bumper. Going to give him a little shove as they head off into turn number 1. Field staying very calm right now. Single file for everybody. Well, single file, I mean like for each respective row. No one's trying to get out of shape or do anything wild just yet. The 95 of Mayer's going to lose a spot here, maybe even 2, as the 10 of Robert Duvendak just cannot get formed up on him. And now the 40 of Anthony English leading the charge in that outside lane.
Big bump draft from Connolly to that rear bumper of the 4 of Seabrand's. That's going to move him back to the front, but that outside lane digging hard with English at the front. That's a little too close for me to call. I believe they're going to give that one to Anthony English. No, actually, the book for Seabrand's, but English was right there. Absolutely just a drag race through the trial.
Now Anthony English going way up high, but gets it back down before the 95 of Mayer can get there. Here comes the 28 of Derek Conley. He's making a move to the outside. Anthony English to his back bumper, going to try and make something happen in the second lane. And the 7 of Josh Milam, big wiggle by him through the corner, but we keep it straight. And the 4 of Rick Seabrand's now having to fend off a challenge from the 28 of Conley. Final lap here in stage number 1.
And that could have been the move the move to win the stage right there by Connolly, jumping out just as he was clear in front of Anthony English. Looks like the 52 of Randall Cobb's a little bit off of Josh Milam, but no help there. 3 wide now as English goes to the outside. Mayer follows him. Robert Duvendak also in that inside outside. They're everywhere.
That they are, and that move there where Anthony English tried to pull around the 28 of Conley cost Conley momentum, but here comes the 7 of Josh Milam, and at the line, the 40 is going to get turned, but the 4 of Rick Seabrand's is going to win the stage.
Oh, my.
Big stack up at the start finish line, coming to the end of stage number 1. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and watch this once again. Anthony English trying to find some room. The 28 of Derek Conley trying to squeeze through. Robert Duvendak getting involved. Aspen Belvin getting a piece of it. The 77 from Checkered Flag Motorsports getting a little bit of contact. Mark Mann involved. We'll take another look at this one. A final look at this here. Piling in is everyone behind this crash, trying to get on the brakes, trying to bring it to a stop. But your stage 1 winner is the 4 of Rick Seabrands. And he is caught up to the pace car. Drivers will be heading down pit road for their pit stops. And Dave, stage 1's in the books.
In the books and fantastical. Down. KR, it's not working. It's not working. I can't talk tonight. I was meaning to say fantastical. Fashion is the next word I was trying to say, and I just couldn't do it. But looking through the field right now, and I'm seeing a lot of damaged vehicles. Looks like Hunter Reynolds in the 26 caught up in that latest one. And remember, he was caught up in the one just before this one at the end of stage number 1. So look like some heavy hitters going to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, a lot of drivers will use their fast repair to start off our 3rd and final stage, but you got to hammer out the damage that you have sustained to get there. Drivers on pit road, the 4 of Rick Seabrands getting 4 tires and fuel. Logan Helton in the 63, he's going to do 2 tires, along with the 52 of Randall Cobb. Robert Payne and Alex Green, 2 tire stop for those 4 drivers, as they are going to be our first 4 cars off of pit road. Rick Seabrand's first car on 4 tires, making his way back on to the track. And let's see if we can't get a quick word in with our stage 1 winner. That is the 4 of Rick Seabrands. And Dave, this one's all you, bud.
Hey Rick, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, loud clear.
How you doing out there, brother?
Awesome, man. Been an awesome night so far. Hopefully the action's been pretty good for the telecast.
The end of that stage was something to see, that's for sure. Just tell us a little bit about what's going on out there on track with you and the rest of the Alliance, as you guys seem to just have the strategy right all the time.
Yeah, well, it's a tremendous team, and it's an honor to be a part of it. You know, and to work with those guys like that, man, it's a great group to be a part of. And to get that stage out there, that was pretty fun. I see Derek get clear, and I knew he was going to go high, and then Josh filled that spot. And then Josh went high, and just had good momentum coming back to the line there. I'm not sure if the 52, if he might have helped us there a little bit. That was really, if he did, tremendous thank you to him, because I don't think we were going to get it with the 7 had that momentum going. But yeah, just been a great night so far. How about that pole too? I think I'm more jazzed about that, man. I think that's my first pole in about 2 seasons over here, so that's pretty cool. Shoot, hopefully we can get another stage here.
Absolutely. And real quick, if you will, you guys came to pit road pretty early there under green flag conditions. Was that a plan that was put in place before you guys even hit track tonight?
We just go whenever the crew chiefs call us in, man. That's just we're just trying different things, you know. We're trying to do what's best we think for the team, and sometimes this stuff just don't work out. And it's good to figure that out now.
All right, man. Well, great job on the pole. Great job coming away with stage win number 1, or stage 1 win. You get it, man.
That's easy for you to say.
Not really. But man, before we let you go and get your elbows back up, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Everything you guys are doing to bring this broadcast to the fans out there, the OP guys for what they do, and my Alliance Motorsports teammates.
All right, man. Well, good luck, elbows up. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you later.
All right, 10-4, guys.
That was Rick Seabrands, your stage 1 winner. And pretty solid, pretty confident sounding driver right there. Excited about the pole position, picking up the stage win. Looking up for a little bit more here, but he is going to pull down pit road, top off his fuel tank before we get ready to go green flag racing, as the lights have gone out on the pace car. The 52 of Randall Cobb and the 63 of Logan Helton going to restart on the front row of this one. Taking 2 tires. Bold strategy move here early on for this race. We'll see how well they hold up out there and what would be a shorter stage because of this caution. So Dave, I don't think that 2-tire call was a bad one at all.
Yeah, sitting, looking at it, thinking about it, not too bad of a call there. Driver's going to have about 20 laps or so before the end of stage number 2. As long as you got the fuel, they've only got maybe 2 or 3 laps on their tires, you know, that left side anyway, so they're basically brand new. You should be all right here at Daytona, but you know it as well as I do. If there's something these guys can prove me wrong at, they're sure to find it.
Yeah, anything happens in these races. Just when we think we got something figured out, a curveball comes from left field and pops us right in the head, man.
It's so good.
All right, pace car getting ready to peel off. Logan Helton in control of the field. And the green flag is out, and we are underway once again. And Logan with an excellent restart. He has the 3 of Robert Payne tucked in right behind him as Robert Payne trying to get to the back bumper and push that 63 machine down into turn 1 and 2. The 52 of Cobb working with the 15 of Alex Green, and they have gotten hooked up, but they have abandoned the 50 of Sean McCarrick, or pulled away from him. Down the backstretch they go, the 63 of Helton trying to hold on to the race lead, but the 52 of Cobb trying to take it away.
Yeah, good run from that outside lane working into the corner, but there you see that inside lane prevailing down on the bottom through the shortest part of the track. We'll see that outside lane build momentum time and time again, but the thing I'll be watching here is when Helton gets clear, will he allow that 3 to get clear enough, make that move to the outside to try to get a push from the 52 to take the lead? You've seen it 2 or 3 times already out here tonight already, KR, and it looks like Helton may be doing a little bit of pedaling, trying to keep his help right there with him.
Now Robert Payne in the 3, not able to ooze contact between him and the 50, and they get it sorted out. That was a big moment for Payne and McCarrick, but Logan Helton, you know, wants to have that 3 machine on his back bumper, and the sooner they can get hooked up, the sooner they can really start to share the draft a lot better, more efficiently. As Robert Payne in the 3 machine now trying to work his way underneath the 15 of Alex Green. McCarrick has dropped down to the inside lane. He is following in the tire tracks of the 3.
And it looks like Cody over in the 8 machine, he's going to drop from the front to the rear. Just maybe a little bit too much movement out of those cars with just those right side tires. I believe that's what may have been catching Robert Payne out just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more loose, turning off into the corner, having to wash up just a little bit. So those 2 tires should start to come in and equal themselves out. We are still under green flag conditions. Lap 34 out of 100 here tonight, heading back to turn 1.
Helton continuing to lead. He's been out front for 6 laps now. On his outside, the 52 of Randall Cobb continuing to run door to door. Meanwhile, the 44 of Rodney Cobb has really started to close in on the 15 of Alex Green. He is bringing the 18 in tow. That is Jason Kinzer, your 4th car in that outside lane. Will Weber in the 24 machine. He is trying to close in as well. These tires, these drivers having 4 tires, sorry, lost my train of thought, found it, and then quickly just decided to abandon it.
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
It was going down anyways. Chase Berry in the 11 machine. He is now trying to close in on this lead pack. We have seen that this car here tonight really closes in. If you can even get a bit of a draft, you have a shot at closing in very quickly. And you can see the 11 rapidly closing up on the 00 of Rob Connors.
Closing in fast, but what do you do when you get there? Do you try to go 3 wide? Or do you ease off and just chill out, hang out for just a minute or two? My perspective right now, I'm not going for it. Maybe, stage in. I'm a sender.
62 of Les Levy finding himself in a 14th spot. He's trying to run door to door with the 11 of Chase Berry as the sun is starting to set here at Daytona. Track temp going to start dropping, and the grip level on this track will go up, meaning these drivers are going to get going a little bit faster, being a little bit more braver, maybe even start racing a little bit closer. We've had some close calls so far tonight. We have had a couple cautions as well. And the 3 of Robert Payne still tucked in behind the 63 of Logan Helton.
And I don't know if I'd want to be that brave. 200 miles an hour, inches away from each other. I don't know. That's why I do it over here.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt so bad in a simulator. But these drivers still have to have situational awareness, still have to know what's going on around them, maintain car control, and do all of that while nearing 200 miles an hour.
And speaking of situational awareness, Logan Helton, the kid, the rookie, up there leading this field, it's been looking like he's getting just clear of that outside lane, and as the gap starts to open up, kind of backs that car back up to the front of that 3, try to keep that 52 out there on the outside. I think he may feel that with the 52 leading that outside lane, he's not going to have to worry about getting past for the race lead. But you may have to watch out for that little slingshot there. You see me just staying right around that front bumper.
We go on board with the 52 of Randall Cobb, driver for Buck Wild Racing. This 52 machine is not giving up on that high lane, but he has not allowed the 3 of Robert Payne to slice up in front of him either. So the 52 right now doing a good job of holding on to this second lane, as the 15 Alex Green is working over his back bumper.
And right there, well, there it is. There's the move, the 3 to the outside. Trying to take the lead away from Logan Helton down on the bottom with help from McCarrick. On the inside, Logan Helton gonna give up the lead, put Payne to the top of the board. Lap number 40 now dropping down to the bottom once again. Will Helton stay behind him very long, or will he jump to that outside lane?
Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine. He is going to go 1 lap down here. That car heavily torn up. He's going to stay to the high side. He is just waiting for his shot to use his fast repair going into stage number 3. And that is going to be in about 10 laps. As Robert Payne in the 3, crossing the start finish line as your race leader. 63 of Logan Helton now pushing the 3, so their roles are reversed. They have swapped positions, and the 52 of Randall Cobb still leading the charge in the outer lane.
A lot of little two-car tandems as I'm looking as well. The 52 and the 15 looks like the 3 and the 63 pretty much hooked up with each other. The 44 and the 18 have been working with each other. A lot of drivers still up in this lead pack though. 12 drivers in all KR, all within about a half a second of the race leader.
Yeah, and we do have 2 packs out here right now. Chase Berry in the 11 leading, well, I guess you could almost call it its own little pack. 4 drivers here, the 11, the 4, the 95, and the 40. They have fallen off from this lead group. Have a 4-car single file line trying to catch up to this lead pack. But then behind them, we have another group of drivers being led by the 04 of Mark Mann. He has the 82 of Daniel Harrington right behind him. Dan was 1 lap down, used the free pass to his advantage here, and now he is back on the lead lap and tucked in tight behind the 04 Mark Mann as they are trying to close in on the 4 cars in front of them. And here before too long, it looks like these drivers will all form up into this lead pack.
And a big move by Sean McCarrick to jump from that bottom lane right behind Logan Helton out to lead the outside lane. Big push from Randall Cobb down the backstretch. They were battling for the race lead going into 3. Lost a little bit of ground right there, nose to nose at the line. I believe they're going to give that one to McCarrick.
Sean McCarrick, your race leader, but Robert Payne in the 3 trying to take it back from him. Payne with the run through the corner, but that outer lane will have the run down the backstretch as they are working now towards 6 laps to go here in stage number 2.
Time winding down and the laps running out on these drivers for stage number 2. As you said, KR, 6 laps this time by. Lap 45 out of 100 here tonight, and I think we've got the drivers kind of half of the field playing it safe, just getting to the 3rd and final stage. But we've got a lot of hungry drivers up here in this lead pack. Rookies, Helton and Cobb right there, 3rd and 4th. So you've got a mix of drivers up at the front, and who really wants it and who's going to do what to get it, as time is just running out.
So Robert Payne in the 3 has been now led for 6 laps, coming around to make it his 7th lap led of the night. Logan Helton still tucked into his back bumper. 2 teammates from Fuel Sim Racing, that is the 7 and the 28. We got contact. Logan Helton involved, Sean McCarrick involved, Derek Conley going around. The 00 is in there, and that happened coming off the tri-oval, heading into turn number 1, and a lot of torn up race cars once again. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened here. It looked like the 50 and the 52 just did not get hooked up good. A rough bump there. Really didn't look that bad, but it was enough to upset the 50 of McCarrick as he got into Logan Helton. Logan had to take a trip through the grass. Derek Conley involved in this. We go off the nose of the 4 of Rick Seabrands. You can see it happening up ahead. Rick's gonna get a little bump from behind. And that is a whole bunch of more torn up race cars. but the 3 of Robert Payne continues to be your race leader.
And the caution flying when it did, KR, that's going to put a little twist on the end of stage number 2 here. Not sure if they're going to go ahead and call this thing or if we're going to end up going back green or a green-white checkered shootout, so to speak, for the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be real close here what they're going to do. I do not have any word from race control as far as what their plans are, but everyone coming down pit road here. The 3 of Robert Payne leads the 7 and the 63, and it looks like the entire field is coming down pit road. So I wonder if that means it is the end of the stage, because no one's going to try and stay out and make it for a 1-lap shootout. Josh Milam in the 7 gets rolling first. The 3 of Robert Payne right behind him. Robert Duvendak in the 10 off next. So the 7 of Josh Milam winning the race off of pit road. Interesting. And race control has said it is the end of the stage. And I am getting confirmation from them on if it was Robert Payne as the winner. And yes, it is. So Robert Payne picking up the stage win. So let's see if we can't get a word in with the driver of the 3 machine, and that is none other than Robert Payne himself. Romeo, how you doing out there tonight, buddy?
A lot better than I thought I was going to be doing, to be honest with you.
Well, you win stage number 2 here tonight, and you find yourself riding in 2nd place after a pit stop here. You have been absent from behind the wheel. How good does it feel to get your elbows up and get out here with these guys?
Oh, it feels great. I've really missed OP Super Speedway Series. I miss my teammates. They've been hating life without me. It feels really good to be back in the car. I'm doing a lot better than I thought I was going to be doing after 7-8 months of no racing. So I'm enjoying that as well. I'm just enjoying being back and part of the community again. It's been a long time.
Well, we're glad to have you back here, man, and picking up a stage win is a solid run for you for sure on your return. What do you think it's going to take here in these next 50 laps to bring it home as the race winner?
I'm just going to do what I did to get to where I'm at now and just keep sending it. I told him I wasn't going to hold back this time just to see what I could do, what I was capable of, and just kick myself back out there and make sure I do good.
All right, man. Well, nice job on stage 2. Before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous?
I'd like to shout out my teammates, DOP, shout out Super Speedway Series Together, shout out KR, thank you for once again broadcasting and bringing me up here. Never thought I'd see you up here again for a while, so it's just good to be back. Thanks, everybody.
All right, that is Robert Payne, driver of the 3 machine, your stage 2 winner, and just all around excited to be back out on track. I think that's his main theme here, Dave. He's just excited to be back out on track.
Yeah, well, I mean, you heard about my pedal and wheel issues that I was having, and I was only down and out for about 3 to 4 days. And as soon as I had the drivers installed and everything ready to go, man, it was like heaven being back on track.
Yeah, now I got my own pedal issues, so it'll be a minute before I can go racing again myself. But that's all right. I can talk racing. I can talk race until I turn blue. I don't want to turn blue though.
Man, it's all right. You can go racing rubber band, man.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. Had no feel.
Yeah.
But I got through the race with that rubber band.
But maybe if you get a rubber band that Rosie O'Donnell would use for a Thigh Master, that might have enough strength for resistance.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Maybe. It might. I don't know.
Josh Milam in the 7. Going to restart on the inside of row number 1. Our stage 2 winner on his outside, Robert Payne in the 3. Inside will be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 82 of Daniel Harrington for row number 2. Row 3 on this restart, the 18 of Jason Kinzer and the 62 of Les Levy. So the dynamic of the race has changed. Wasn't too many laps ago we were talking about the domination of Alliance Motorsports and how they were locking out this field, and now Alliance Motorsports not even being represented in the first 3 rows. Here we go. Green flag is out. Final stage here tonight as we get 50 laps to the finish. Josh Milam in the 7 has no help on his back bumper, but he is hanging tough with the 3 of Robert Payne. Payne has the 82 of Harrington right there with him. Here comes the 52 of Randall Cobb. He's trying to close in on Milam, but Robert Payne might have the momentum down the backstretch to drop down to the inside.
And Randall Cobb gets there, but got there a little bit too late. Both of those cars on the outside lane, Robert Payne and Daniel Harrington dropping down to the bottom. That's going to put Les Levy in the 62 machine up there leading that high lane. I say leading the high lane, but it is only a 2-car pack. Mark Mann, Cody Oberg, Robert Dubendeck slowly joining that outside lane as Alex Green in the 15's got a huge run with Aspen Belvin and Logan Helton in tow. Coming up just behind Rick Seabrand's your front 4. Make that 6 or 7 all single file. Just when I say that, got another driver jumping to the outside. Looks like the 52 of Randall Cobb gonna join him.
Jason Kinzer in the 18 working with the 52 in the outer lane. Alex Green in the 15 machine finding himself closing in very quickly to the back bumper of Kinzer. Robert Payne continuing to lead. He has led for 11 laps in total here tonight. The 50 machine of Sean McCarrick rejoining the race. He is 3 laps down. Another driver who has dropped out, that is the 24 of Will Weber. His night is done here early. We still have 24 cars now out on track with 23 of them on the lead lap.
In just a lap and a half, JR, I was talking about the 15 of Alex Green being kind of towards the rear of the pack, and looking him right there. 3rd car outside lane coming up through the field very, very fast. Outside lane's got that big run. Will Cobb stay at the top, or will he drop when he can? We'll have to wait and find out, as the 3 of Robert Payne still maintains the race lead as they work their way back down the back stretch once again. Looking back, looks like the 4 of Rick Seabrand's trying to maintain a gap, a little bit of space between himself and the rear end of that 77 machine.
Yeah, Rick is closing in on that 77. He has the 84 of Aspen Belvin tucked in behind him. Aspen using a fast repair and has found himself back on the lead lap. So Aspen with a solid finish last week, here looking to back it up with another good run. That 84 machine, as we got trouble, the 77 of David Booth has gone around. Big stack up in 3 and 4 here tonight. Let's go to our instant replay and see what happened to the 77. I said 3 and 4, maybe it was 1 and 2. Lose track of where I'm at. Okay. Jason Kinzer in the 18, got loose, got into the 7 of Josh Milam. Logan Helton's gonna get the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Take another look at this one. And you see just drivers trying to lock down the brakes and not make any further contact. But a big old melee happening in a 1 and 2. And that is going to bring out our 5th caution of the night. 2 of those cautions have been for stages. We have had 15 lead changes among 8 different drivers. Rick Sebrands has led the most laps so far at 15. Robert Payne has led for 13 laps and counting. So with all that being said, guys, we are going to step away, take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight as OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series is at Daytona International Speedway. Drivers are tucked in nice and safe behind the pace car. That means it is time for me and Dave Worrell to fill in some dead air for you all So Dave, we're gonna make a new segment on the fly. This one is called Jokes That We Can't Talk About.
You hear mine?
No, because we can't talk about it.
Exactly.
So, lights are on. The pace car, Robert Payne in the 3 machine is your race leader. Dan Harrington in the 82, gonna be in 2nd place. Few drivers have come down pit road. In fact, it's all of them. All of them hit pit road while we were away. And the 3 of Robert Payne was able to maintain the race lead. As they start to form up, more drivers have gone to pit lane to top off their fuel tanks one last time. We are 42 laps away from the end of our scheduled distance here tonight. Alex Green in the 15, the 52 of Randall Cobb. That will make up row number 2. Row 3 will be the 00 of Rob Connors and the 40 of Anthony English. And speaking of the 00 and the 52, those drivers from the Buck Wild stable, I should say Buck Wild Racing, as they like to call themselves. And those Buck Wild boys have been getting closer and closer to their first win of the season. They have been putting together some solid runs, just have not been able to lock down the finishes that they would like. So hopefully we can see one of these Buck Wild Racing drivers end up in victory lane here tonight.
I don't know why I want to laugh every time you say Buck Wild Boys. We're going to start a ticker on that. That's what we're going to do out there.
Well, pace car is down and away. The 3 of Robert Payne in control of the field. Green flag is out. Light bulbs flash. The sun has set. And it has gone full dark here at Daytona. Track temp, a cool, crisp 80 degrees. Air temp right around 75. These cars are prime prepped and ready to bring you this final stage. And Robert Payne out front. The 82 of Daniel Harrington did not have any help, and he is quickly going to get into single file here as everyone single file down the backstretch. Now the 63 of Logan Helton trying to make some moves in that 2nd lane. He has the 10 of Robert Duvendak going with him. Logan in that 63 making up for some lost ground as he got caught up in this most recent yellow. And he is a man on a move. That outside lane, that duo of the 10 and 63 is going to charge all the way to the front.
Yeah, big move. And I was going to say, with those drivers wanting to stay single file on the inside lane, that's going to vote well for that 63 of Logan Helton with a great driver pushing him behind him. The 10 of Robert Duvendak. Now it looks like we have a few other cars maybe trying it, but they're just a little too far spaced out for it to work. We'll stay single file all the way back to position number 7 or 8.
Les Levy in the 62, he is working that outer lane as the 02 of David Overstreet trying it now as well, but there's no one formed up really in that outside lane to have that run that Logan Helton just did. That 63 charged from deep in the field with a big shove from the 10 of Robert Duvendak to take over the race lead.
And I'm not, well, yeah, there we go.
The 10 of Duvendak going to make a move to the outside. Robert Payne still undecided where he wants to run. He is going to make his decision here soon. Duvendak losing ground. Helton in the 63 starting to edge back up towards that lead. And Robert Payne still not able to close in on the 63 or the 10.
Yeah, and right when I was gonna say KR, it caught me off guard. I was gonna say I don't know if that 10 is really gonna want to go up and out there by himself, because if you don't get help fast, you're just gonna be kind of stuck at that right rear quarter panel. You're not gonna be able to make the pass on your own, and with the 3 staying on the bottom, this could be very bad. Just as I say that, look at the huge run coming from the back. Cody Ober right there. I believe that is the 02 of David Overstreet. These two have hooked up and motored straight past the field.
Yeah, the 02 and the 8 got together, and they used Logan Helton's move, and it has pulled them to the front of the field. And now Duvendak has some help. He has the 02 of Overstreet, the 8 of Cody Ober, and the 15 of Alex Green. Ober and Green are teammates with the 3 of Robert Payne, so we might see them try and hook up and work together as the 3 of Payne now in the middle here, but nothing there for him. He is going to try and back down to the inside. Now Duvendak in the 10, taking over the top spot. The 02 of David Overstreet is in that outer lane all by himself. That was the 77 of David Booth on that inside lane. He is now 1 lap down with a heavily torn up machine. David Overstreet now losing spots as all his help has disappeared to that inside line.
And that's kind of a big shame, because he's the one that pushed Duvendak to the lead, to the front by the 63, as the 63 jumps to the outside with help from the 3, the 8 of Cody Ober, closing in Alex Green right there on the outside lane. Inside lane, losing a ton of ground, and Helton is clear by about 1.5. But that distance is gonna close. As I was saying though, KR, just tough luck for that 02, pushing the guy in front of him to the lead and then just falling to the wayside.
We go on board with the 63, the 3 machine of Robert Payne, trying to make a pass on that outside lane, but Logan Helton hanging tough on the inside. He has the 10 of Robert Duvendak pushing him, and they are pulling away from the 52 of Randall Cobb from Buck Wild Racing. And Randall Cobb has the 82 of Dan Harrington tucked in behind him.
And still seeing 2 very, well, maybe not very distinct packs. You do have, looks like James Mayer, Mark Man, they're kind of hanging back off of the tail end of this lead pack. But it looks like you've got some drivers electing to keep it calm and collective as we slowly click off the laps here tonight. Only 34 laps left to go. This 100 lap race here at Daytona International Speedway, and KR, man, they are not disappointing as Duvendak back to the outside trying to take the lead away.
Yeah, Duvendak working that outer lane. He has Robert Payne in the 3 behind him, Cody Ober in the 8. Just behind this lead pack, that is the 95 of James Mayer, and he has the 04 of Mark Mann in tow. They are trying to get into the fracas, the scrum, the melee that is this lead pack, as we now have 33 laps to go here tonight.
And I don't think we are done with the lead changes by far. Just look at the front of the field, backed up side by side. Don't forget, we do have green flag pit stops that still may need to happen here before the end of tonight's race. So a lot of things to go on, a lot of moving parts. And, man, I'm sure they won't disappoint. They never do.
It is always exciting from start to finish here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series. If you guys would like to join them on Monday night, go ahead and look for them underneath the iRacing League tab. You can apply to their Wednesday or Saturday series. run a few races, and get invited to the Monday night show. They would love to have you apply to the league. They pride themselves on having a great community, and they work very hard at earning that name of a great community. So Duvendak in the 10 machine, your race leader. Robert Payne on the outside, still working with his DEI wannabe teammates. Cody Ober, Alex Green, Dan Harrington in the 82. He is now trying to close in and become the 4th driver for the DEI wannabe stable to get up to the front. And now the 63 down below the yellow line. So too is the 10 of Robert Duvendak. And that is going to give the lead to the 3 as Logan's going to get sideways as he touched the apron, or came up off the apron. He got sideways, was able to catch it, but that is going to cost him even more time. And the 3 of Robert Payne now out front with his 2 other teammates behind him. Dan Harrington just 2 cars between him and his teammates. That is the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 02 of David Overstreet. But I am at a loss for what the 10 and the 63 just did there, as it looked like they pulled down the backstretch and slowed down.
It almost looked like they were trying to signal maybe a pit road deal or something like that, and just backfired on them. Logan Helton very close spotting that thing up, but that just shows you the type of wheelmen that they have in this series, able to keep that thing straight going, pointed in the right direction, not falling too far back, still inside of the top 15, but Duvendak able to hold on to that top 8, now trying to push Double O back to the front.
We go on board with the 04 of Mark Mann. He is tucked in behind the 40 of Anthony English. He has Josh Milam in the 7 behind him. Those drivers are running 11th, 12th, and 13th place for the moment. And with all of that going on, we are starting to see these drivers plan for green flag pit stops, as they're about 5 laps away from them.
Yeah, right about the 5 lap mark. You will have a few drivers who maybe make it 6, possibly 7 more laps out there. So a little bit of a window to be had, but I think you're gonna try to stretch this out here, KR. Look at the laps we have left. 28, 27 when we hit the line the next time by. So even if you pit now, you're not going to make it to the end. So will these drivers try to extend this run, have enough fuel to make it all the way to the end?
Duvendak in the 10 after he dropped to the back with the 63 of Logan Helton. He has now made his way back to the front. He is tucked in behind the 15 of Alex Green. So Duvendak having to recover some lost ground. Got it done up very quickly. Logan Helton, meanwhile, in the 63, now stuck in the middle of this field. And Robert Payne, Cody Ober, and Alex Green, those 3 drivers might all try and hit pit road at the same time, as they are teammates. But for the moment, that would be a bold move, especially with the 10 of Duvendak right there.
And right now, maybe not the time for a bold move, but I've said it already, time is winding down. Laps clicking off. And of Duvendak trying to push that 15. Oh, close moment there between Ober and Green. Very, very close side drafting. I don't know that you can fit a piece of paper between those 2 cars right there that last time by.
Robert Payne in the 3, staying out for another lap. These drivers will have 25 laps to go in our scheduled distance, able to make it about 21 laps. And they will hit 21 laps in another 2 laps or so. So what you see here is a very borderline fuel strategy, and that no one can make it from here, but very few drivers can make it to this next fuel window. Unless they have been able to save a ton of fuel, it is going to be very close as to whether or not we're going to have one final green flag pit stop or 2, and seeing some splash and go at the end of this thing.
Well, you know, KR, not to pull the crew chief hat, but looking through the field down through timing, scoring when the last stop was for most of these drivers, looks like we have about a 2 to 3 lap discrepancy on fuel and tires. So some of these drivers may be able to make it in to that window, but it is only going to be maybe 7 or 8 of them that have that opportunity if they've been able to save gas under this latest green flag run.
So the 3 of Robert Payne onto the front stretch, showing no signs of hitting pit road. Nobody else going either. The 10 of Duvendak kind of all by himself in that outside lane. The 0-2 of Overstreet trying to get to his back bumper. And now Duvendak going to slide in behind the 15 of Alex Green. Want to check in on our stage 1 winner. That was the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Right now he finds himself in 11th place. He is tucked in behind a teammate, James Mayer, in the 95, and the 40 of Anthony English right behind him. So Alliance Motorsports, well, you could even throw in the 04 of Mark Mann there. 4 drivers hooked up for the moment. Only one not in that group. That is Robert Duvendak, and he is all the way towards the front of this pack. So Alliance Motorsports starting to get hooked up. Drivers are all single file. We have seen it time and time again. When they start to get single file here, they are primed and ready for their green flag pit stops.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I believe we'll see them stay out maybe one more time around before they bring these cars down pit road. Look at that on the outside. Big run from Mayer and Seabrands. They're more than likely, I would say, 100% not sure, gonna stay out. Yes, they do.
The 3 of Robert Payne is going to lead the charge onto pit road, but James Mayer and Rick Seabrands, they are going to go for one more lap.
There is a handful of other drivers, Logan Hilton, Josh Milam, Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, Derek Connolly, all out there on track. Still Les Levy, so maybe close to half of the field staying out on track, but will they be able to organize and coordinate this many drivers hitting pit road at once one more time?
So James Mayer, your race leader, and now the rest of these drivers going to peel off and hit pit road. Logan Helton in the 63 had to check up hard. Looked like he got out of shape a little bit, but no contact made. Everyone gets it sorted. And now the 10 of Seabrands leads this second group of drivers onto pit road. And I said the 10, I meant the 4. Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine looked like he was going to try and come down pit road and had to abort that call. And that has left him out on track all by himself. So Aspen Belvin in trouble here in the final stages of the race.
And big move there by Logan Helton. You should have seen him firing out of pit road, KR. He took it, he came across the line and took it down to the bottom of the apron and passed both Rick Seabrands and James Mayer. before they even knew what was happening.
Had a solid pit exit, but now might pay the price for it here as he has got a huge gap between him and the 4. But Logan will cycle around to be the race leader. Here comes the 4 machine as he is going to have a run as he's got drafting help with the 95 of Mayer.
And they're going to swallow him up pretty easily, but I look for him to try to slot in just between these two cars, try to slow down the advance of that 04 of Mark Mann. But they're going to have to be careful and watchful of Josh Milam. That 7, he is right there to pounce with these drivers.
So Rick Seabrand's back to the front. Robert Payne led for 28 laps here tonight, and now he finds himself all the way down in 9th place. He has his teammate Cody Ober right there with him. This was the first group of drivers to hit pit road. And it looks like the second group of drivers pitted at the right time, as that second group is now the ones that are leading this race.
Yeah, and not too much of a mistake there by Helton to go ahead and hammer down out of pit road. Was able to maintain with the guys who was on pit road with getting up to speed, keeping this group up at the front. Interesting to see, though, Robert Payne and his group not really advancing any further than what they had. They were a few mile an hour faster than this group of 5 leading the field, but their run has kind of stalled out since Hunter Reynolds looking to latch onto the back of the 7, see what they can do, where they can go from there.
So your race leader is the 4 of Rick Seabrand's, James Mayer, his teammate, right behind him. Those drivers from Alliance Motorsports. Then it's checkered flag driver Logan Helton. And now 3 Fuel Sim Racing drivers are hooked up in the outside lane. Josh Milam in the 7, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, and Derek Conley in the 28. They have made their way to the front of the field. And here comes DEI wannabe, 8 of Cody Ober and 3 of Robert Payne. And now Mark Mann is trying to close up on his teammate, James Mayer. Logan Helton, the only one without a teammate, and he is holding his own for the moment.
Was going to interrupt and say, kind of feel bad for the kid, no pun intended with the nickname there, but kind of feel bad for him up there, kind of just all alone, nobody really wanting to 100% commit to him when they've got teammates around. So in some rough territory.
So now 2 drivers leading the charge in the outside lane. That is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 28 of Derek Conley. Meanwhile, the 7 of Josh Milam, another FSR driver, leading the charge on the inside lane. How can a driver like Rick Seabrand find a way to break the stranglehold that FSR has put on this field? Does the 4 even have a move available to him as the 26 and 7 run door to door?
And unless he can get a great push from Mayer that tells him into the 7 to push the 7 well in clear of Hunter Reynolds on the outside, and Seabrand's then jumps to that outside. There's just nowhere he can go, nothing he can do. 3 wide is a little bit safer when you make the move from the top to the middle, as opposed to the middle to the, from the bottom to the middle. So Seabrand's just gonna kind of be stuck there and have to hang out and hope he can push that 7 well and clear so he can jump to that outside.
The 77 of David Booth, slow down the backstretch. He is 12 laps down and running in 23rd spot. We still have 23 cars out on track. 20 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, that is the 00 of Rob Connors. Anthony English, Aspen Belvin, David Overstreet, and Dan Harrington. That is a 5-car group, all single file, and they are running 16th through 20th spot right now. And the leader of this field, the 82 of Harrington, is 9 seconds off the race lead.
That's never good. Never good for 9 seconds here at a plate track.
Now Dan Harrington gonna need some help from a caution to get caught up to our lead group. But looking at these 5 cars, all of them look like they have sustained some damage and are just hooked up trying to finish this race out. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, not much has changed. The 7 of Josh Milam still holding on to that inside lane. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 28 of Derek Conley. 2 FSR drivers in the outside lane. Logan Helton in the 63 with Cody Over in the 8. That will be your next 2 cars in that outside lane. Rick Seabrans, James Mayer, and Mark Mann all hooked up for that inside lane, trying to work a way around the 7 of Josh Milam.
Yeah, and looks like neither line is really going anywhere. We have about 5 or 6 cars in each lane. So nobody really going anywhere, nobody gaining any advantage as we get closer and closer to the end of this thing. And will we see a 3-wide move here late in the making, as we're going to only have 10 laps left? We cross the line this time by, big wiggle from Connolly on that outside lane. It's going to slow them down for just a minute. Now coming back once again is Reynolds. He should have it at the line. 10 laps left to go here tonight from Daytona International Speedway.
Logan in the 63 took in a little bit of a peek to the outside, trying to get some fresh air on the nose of that thing. Field a little bit wiggly right there as they got into turn number 1. Everyone stays off of each other's doors. We don't go spinning just yet. I, for one, would like to see the way that this race plays out without the help of a caution. There is a lot going on out there. I'm trying to bring it all to you. Leading or bringing up the tail end of this lead pack, that is the 78 of Donald Stewart. He is tucked in behind the 52 machine of Randall Cobb, but the 11 of Chase Berry is trying to close in on these guys. He has the 50 of Sean McCarrick right there with him. McCarrick, however, is 3 laps down in 22nd spot. So McCarrick is also the first car 1 lap down, well, 3 laps down. Should a caution come out, he will receive the free pass.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers out there right now, KR, are desperate for that caution flag. These drivers up at the front, they don't want to see it though, but they may choose to put the nose of the car somewhere where it might cause a caution. But at this point in time, you're not looking at gauges, you're not looking in mirrors, you're just relying on your spotter, keeping it hammered down, trying to get to the front and win this thing.
As we look at this field from high atop the blimp, Chase Berry has got to the back bumper of the 78 of Stewart. Les Levy in the 62, down on the inside, trying to get to the back bumper of the 10 of Duvendak. And with 8 laps to go, everyone should be able to make it on fuel from here. Might see 1 or 2 cars that have burned off too much fuel maybe fall out, but for the most part, I think everyone should be good on fuel from here as this field works its way on to this long Daytona backstretch. And this is the calm before the storm. Here comes the 11 of Chase Berry. He's had enough of waiting around. He's trying to make a move.
And they left a little window, and Barry put the nose of the car right in it, grabbed a spot or two. Look for him to make some more moves as we come around the start and finish line. This time by 6 laps left to go. Drivers starting to wiggle a little bit on these older tires. When will somebody make that bold move? When will we see the 3 wide? It's gonna happen. It's just waiting. When will it be?
Josh Milam, Hunter Reynolds continue to lock out. Chase Berry in the 11 has gone for a spin down to the infield grass. The 78 of Donald Stewart there with him. Those 2 cars have spun, and the caution flag is going to come out. So let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened to the 11, because it looked like the 62 tried to get a bump on the 10, and it sent the 10 up into the 11 of Chase Berry. Take another look at this one here. Les Levy not getting squared up on the 10 machine. Stewart gonna get involved in this. Final look at this will go off the nose of the 62. So with the caution flag coming out and 5 laps to go, we're gonna have I believe a 1-lap shootout for this thing.
I don't know.
Gonna be close. We'll see. But now 4 laps to go. And then it'd be 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then I think it's 0. Oh,
But
well.
where's X?
X? No. It's Y. You gotta find Y
Yeah, I'm asking you why.
because of X.
But where is it?
It's on the side of the triangle.
Why?
No, Y's on the other side.
Huh?
Nothing. John McCarrick in the 50 does get the free pass. He will get 1 of 3 laps back. Now finds himself 2 laps down here tonight in that brightly green colored machine. The McCarrick working his way back around towards the tail end of the field. No one had come down pit road other than the few cars that had some damage. The 10 of Robert Duvenak, the 62 of Les Levy. They are on pit road. We still have 20 cars on the lead lap. This is our 6th caution for the night. 2 of them for stage ending cautions. Don't forget, coming up next week is our 2nd annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial at Daytona 2007. That is next Monday night. Make sure you're tuned in for that one as we get ready for the NASCAR season to kick off. OP Racing runs a tribute to Dale Earnhardt at the start of the NASCAR season. And so it will be the second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial. That is next Monday night. Hoping you will join me and Dave for that one as well. Should be an exciting time. A lot of tribute paint schemes, throwback paint schemes. A lot of eye candy coming out for Monday night.
Back on board my Star Wars machine.
There you go. Hey, just tell them that one of these drivers that is out here got sick and asked you to fill in.
But what if they ask me who?
Make up a name. That's what I would do. I'd just make up a name. Probably why I'm not very successful in stealing someone's race car.
No, I'm not gonna take theirs. I'm gonna bring mine. I mean, I might need one of theirs by the time we actually make it through qualifying, but
I don't know. The caution flag still out. Drivers working their way on to the front stretch. Josh Milam in the 7 machine is your race leader. With the way this race has shaken out, Robert Payne is going to lead the most laps in his first race back. The Robert Payne, having an outstanding night in the 3 machine, is going to lead the most laps. Picked up a stage win for stage number 2, and now we'll have 2 laps to try and win this thing. Don't forget, we will have a green, white, checkered if necessary. But the green flag going to come out with 2 laps to go in our official scheduled distance.
yeah, but is it gonna be a true green, white, checkered, or
No,
is it
this
gonna be a
is-
1-lap shootout here?
It'll be 2 laps to go when the green flag comes out, and it will not count as a green, white, checkered attempt. I mean, it will be a green, white, checkered attempt, but it's not going to be one of ours that would count for overtime, as we're still in our scheduled distance.
It's an official, unofficial.
Officially.
Roger.
Josh Milam in the 7, waiting for the pace car to get out of his way. And now in control of the field, green flag is out, and we are back underway here in the closing laps of the Daytona race. Milam has the race lead. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, trying to find a way around the 7. Meanwhile, the 26 and the 28, they're going to start working that high lane. Will they be able to build enough momentum to take over the race lead down the backstretch?
And look for the 3rd car back in line, bottom lane, the 63 of Logan Helton. Look for him to try to make a move. Helton's been right there at the front, race in and race out so far this season. Can he finally punch his ticket to the chase?
The 4 of Rick Seabrands, he's going to make a move up to the top. Josh Milam tried to throw a block on him. Nothing happened there. And now the 4 of Rick Seabrands is going to get the white flag. Oh, we got one down through the grass. Final lap presented by Buck Wild Racing. And it is going to be a doozy. We got 3 wide behind everyone. Behind this lead pack, the 7 of Josh Milam now out front as the 63 of Logan Helton has continued to push him. And Dave, this one is going to end in tears for somebody. I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, very close racing. Great for us. 3 wide back there. There's a wreck behind him. Aspen Belvin caught up. 63 of Helton looking to the outside. He's got help from the forward contact. Helton spinning backwards. Who's going to get there? Who is going to cross it first? Who is where?
We go to our instant replay here. as they're working their way off of turn number 4. And every single one getting involved in the crash. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds is going to spin across the start finish line first. Rick Seabrand's going to bring it home second with Logan Helton in third. That is unofficial standings because, well, I don't know what's going to happen.
And going back and looking at some different angles, it looks like that win from Hunter Reynolds is going to stand. He did wreck, didn't actually cross the pit road lane on entry, never put a tire on the asphalt, was able to correct it through the grass and slide across the line through the infield. I think that's going to stick.
All right, guys, well, we're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere as we'll be back to talk to our podium finishing drivers. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the 26 machine, piloted by Hunter Reynolds, picks up the race win. And Hunter, victory celebrations are done. That 26 comes to rest in the infield, but it's not the first time it was through the infield here tonight. Tell us about finishing that race backwards through the grass.
Oh, that ending was absolutely crazy. Right at the end, FSR, we had the lines and we were looking good, and then towards the end it started to fall apart, and then me and Derek moved high, and then I think Josh tried to pull a move, it didn't work out, and I thought it was over when I went spinning down to the bottom, but I just tried to keep in the throttle and kind of get it out of pit lane and stayed in the grass. And I didn't see anyone else, so when I was sliding across sideways, I looked up and I was like, "Oh, did I get it?" And it was me. So it feels great.
Well, Hunter, you pick up your first win of the season. And well, it's another outstanding drive for you. FSR, was running 1, 2, and 3 almost there towards the end. Tell us what was discussions with your teammates there down the backstretch.
Yeah, that last lap we were just trying to. I mean, Josh was looking good on the bottom, and I was still trying to push Rick. I didn't want to just not touch him or anything, so I was still trying. And then Derek just called it from behind me. He said, "Go high," and I was like, "Okay, sounds good." Um, didn't really say much till they finished. So.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this outstanding finish here tonight?
Oh, definitely. I would love to thank my teammates, Josh, Will, Ernie, Derek, for helping me out. You guys are an amazing crew. Greens Rod Shop for coming on this year and last year, of course. Thank you guys so much. You know, KR, you do a good job. I appreciate you. Turn 3 racing. Yes. All the league admins do a great job as well. And of course, all of the fans, family, and friends watching. Appreciate you guys too.
That is Hunter Reynolds, driver of the 26, picking up his first win of the season. Congratulations, Hunter. Nice job out there tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher. That is Rick Sebrands in the 4. And Dave, I believe you've caught up with him.
Yes, I have, like a groupie out here today with Rick Sebrands coming home in second. And great race out there. Tell us about your point of view from that wild finish.
Well, an absolutely insane finish we had there. First off, congratulations to Hunter and that whole fuel team, man. They did a tremendous job there late, and man, that was crazy, man. That finish, we're so fortunate to come home here with a top 3. We could have easily have been back there in 15th, sliding through the grass there. When we were sliding down there, I thought we were probably just going to maybe get a top 10, and all of a sudden to pop up there second. So really fortunate with that. Really proud of this Alliance Motorsports Yeti Camaro. We were in good position there. We pushed Josh out front and cleared Hunter, went up high there. We just didn't get organized and have that energy that we needed coming back down that back stretch there. And guys on the inside, Logan, he did a tremendous job of pushing Josh down low there. They got synced up there real good. And boy, I thought that was going to be Josh's win there. And then off of 4, it's anybody's ball game, man. And you sure seen it tonight.
Yes, we sure did, my man. It was a great show to watch all night long, just like it is week in and week out. Great job on the pole, great job with the stage win. Coming home in second, not quite where you wanted to end the night, but nonetheless a good points day for you. Before we let you go and head off into the sunset, though, Rick, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, just got to thank everybody, all the fans watching, the guys doing the broadcast. What you guys do is awesome out there. It's great. All my Alliance Motorsports teammates. Great race. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully, it was a lot of fun for the fans to watch too.
All right. Well, that was the driver of the 4 machine, Rick Sebrands, walking away in second today. And I think, KR, you finally caught up with our third place finisher here tonight, haven't you?
I have caught up with our third place finisher, and that is none other than the driver of the 63 machine, Logan Helton. Logan, congratulations, first of all, on third place, man. Nice job out there and surviving the carnage. But another podium finish, but not the top step. When are you going to win one of these things, buddy?
Hoping next week, every week. But yeah, it was a great race and good finish. I think it was just a racing incident between me and Josh. Yeah, I kind of speechless.
Well, all sorts of calamity was going on in that last lap. The white flag came out, and it seemed like everyone decided to get into a crash. I don't believe there was a single car on that last lap that did not hit something. But the 63 brings it home in third. You've had an outstanding start to the season here, your rookie season with the OP Racing. You're inside the top 5 in points and knocking on the door of a win week in and week out. What is the secret to you being so fast here already in your rookie year?
I just got great teammates at Checker Flag Motorsports. I was taught really good by Jimmy Crow and them. I was taught early how to race at super speedway. Is pretty much the only thing I've ever ran before I got into my other leagues. And yeah, and just everybody else in OP that knows what they're doing and kind of knows the unwritten rules behind super speedway racing.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on third place here tonight. An outstanding run for that 63 machine. Nice job. Before we let you go, shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Thank you to my real life sponsors, RGC Media and East Bay Landscaping, Checker Flag Motorsports, OP, you guys for putting on the broadcast, my parents, grandparents for watching the races, and just anybody out there watching the race. It helps up the league, and especially you guys with how many likes you guys probably get.
All right, man. Well, Logan, once again, congratulations on third place. What a way to finish the race. Through the grass, spinning, airborne. What a night you had, and bring it home in third. Job well done.
Thank you, sir. I even ended the race with fast repair remaining.
Yeah, a heck of a job out there tonight. That is Logan Helton, driver of the 63 machine, bringing it home here tonight in third. And Dave, what another outstanding race by OP Racing.
Absolutely, in another wild finish for us here to witness live and in person, week in and week out. KR, I mean, we've seen it 100 times by now. It's always something great going on, always great action, and I don't think we're gonna see anything less anytime soon out of these drivers.
No, guys, don't forget, coming up next Monday night, the second annual Dale Earnhardt Memorial at Daytona 2007. But before we can sign off here on this race, let's go through our results. Your race winner, Hunter Reynolds, in the 26. The 4 of Rick Sebrands finishing in second. Third place going to Logan Helton. We got to hear from all 3 podium finishing drivers. Dan Harrington going to bring it home in fourth. Fifth place will be the 04 of Mark Mann.
Coming home tonight in sixth, the 62 of Les Levy, followed by the 95 of James Mayer. Eighth spot goes to the 52 of Randall Cobb, while the 40 of Anthony English finds himself in ninth, and rounding out your top 10 here tonight, the 8 of Cody Ober.
Alex Green in the 15 machine brings it home 11th. 12th place, the 3 of Robert Payne, led the most laps and your stage 2 winner. 13th going to the 28 of Derek Conley. 14th, the 7 of Josh Milam. Robert Duvendak bringing it home in 15th spot.
16th goes to the 02 of David Overstreet, while the 84 of Aspen Belvin finishes in 17th. 18th spot to the 78 of Donald Stewart, and in 19th, the 00 of Rob Connors. 20th position here tonight, the 11 of Chase Berry.
21st will be the 50 of Sean McCarrick. 22nd, Rodney Cobb. David Booth in the 77 machine going to finish 23rd. 24th, Jason Kinzer, and 25th will be the 24 of Will Weber.
26th here tonight, the 91 of Ernie Williams, and rounding out the field for tonight's race at Daytona International Speedway, the 12 of Tristan Walker. There you see him at the end, scored in 28th, the 14 of Cody Eldred, up in race control. Hats off to him. Thank you, and big shout out to yourself, my man. Great job for everything you do up there.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We look forward to seeing you all next week. And until then, y'all stay safe, and we'll see you then.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.